Hello, hello. Welcome back to Activate Live, y'all. I again wanted to do a quick chat, and y'all know I am famous for these quick chats, okay? As I am doing client work, as I am working with a team, I always get these ideas of having conversations because I see in real time the information that you all need in order to better activate and to better secure partners and sponsors and all those good things. So if you are new, welcome. I am Amber the Activator. I am the founder of Brand Felt Activation, and essentially we take generic brands and make them brand felt. And we do that through experiences and strategic partnerships. And I lead an amazing teams of marketing professionals and event professionals specifically. And our bread and butter, y'all, is sponsors and partners. And so as I'm working with the team and I'm working on things, again, I have these ideas of like, you know what, let me tell the people because I clearly no one tells you what you need before you need it in a sense, right? And especially when people come to us, sometimes people come to us ill prepared. And if you are planning an annual event, a conference, a retreat, having a pop-up at a trade show, whatever that looks like, I want to help you understand what you need beforehand, right? So, before I get into some of the five must haves that you need, I also want to let you all know the difference between an event planner and an event marketer. And I do believe I'm going to do a separate video on that because that is huge, right? So, the easiest way to put it, an event planner is all logistics. What time will you be there? How things will be set up, the layout, what vendors you're going to work with. That is an event planner. An event marketer actually gets butts in seats. An event marketer actually secures you a sponsor. An event marketer actually gets you a partner. An event marketer helps you identify how to promote and market the event. That is our biggest difference. People always say, "Can't an event planner do it?" Technically, yes. An event planner can do it, but is it working? That's the deal breaker. That is the true conversation of, can an event planner, while they're doing logistics, can they truly be effective on helping you promote? And most of the time, not. Those are two separate skill sets. There are two like now, an event marketer can, usually do the logistics as well. But I always like to tell people, you want to be, especially when you're using your dollars, right? You want to be strategic, and you want to hire somebody that you know in this skill set can get the logistics prepared. And you also want to hire somebody that has the marketing background, the marketing knowledge to get those tickets sold so that you can have a profitable event, right? So again, I am going to do a separate video on that, to just make sure you all that when that goes live. All right, so let's get into five must-haves that you need in order to secure a sponsor or a partner, attract those people, and of course promote your event successfully. And I'm looking at my notes, as y'all already know. So number one, which is the one of the biggest, have a clear event vision and goal. All right, you are doing more than bringing people under one roof. You are doing more than having a brunch. You are doing more than just getting employees together. What is the actual end goal that once someone leaves your experience that you want them to achieve? And I want you all to think about that, right? And an event marketer can help you do that. So if you come to us and say, "Hey, Amber, I would love for your team to help us identify how can we make this, whether it's an annual event, how can we make this a profitable event for our company?" If I am a tech company comes to us and say, "Hey, we want to do some demos so that we can increase, users." How do we do that? That is our job, to identify those target audiences, where they are, what language do they use, and how we are going to present it to them. And so, say for instance, you want to have, every quarter you want to have a demo day for your company. The end goal of that, just speaking high level, is you want new users, right? You want people to subscribe to your software. So we're going to make a actual plan that leads to that, right? So identifying your event vision and the goals. So I want you all to think about, what is the true outcome. You can't just say sales. Sale on what, right? How do you want them to go about it, and actually pay for it? toward during the event, after the event? How does that go? That is what we're going to say. Right. Number 2, updated event material. You will not, like, I kid you not, we have had quite a few people bring us on, and especially as we start doing partnerships and sponsorships outreach, their event material is not updated, right? So as you are building this event, your event planner, right, and or someone on your team should have event materials updated. So what, that's the flyer, that is the website, it's the branding, it's the content, whatever that looks like for your company and your experience, have those materials updated. That is something that your event planner, your event marketer, and anyone else that is working with you all will need. So have that updated on the back end. Obviously, if it's not, we'll give you a little bit of time, but I just want to let you all know again what things need to be, what are those 5 must-haves in order for you to have a successful experience while working with someone like us, right? Number 3, defined partner and the sponsorship package. And what do I mean by that? So, yes, as an event marketer, one of our roles is to help you create these tiers of partnership, right? And again, speaking very generically, what does a partnership or sponsorship look like of, putting your logo on a step and repeating, having signage, to what does it look like now that you're the main presenter of this event, right? We will, our role is to help identify what that looks like with your company. But before we get to that piece, you all as the organizer need to not understand, you all need to identify what are you all even willing to collaborate on, right? What opportunities are there? If you are a festival, vending tables, activations, stage presence, what opportunities exist, right? If you are a tech or a SaaS company and you're doing demo days, what are you willing to show and not show so that your partners can't feel like they're getting the visibility that they asked for, right? Also, too, how much does this experience cost so that we can develop packages that make sense? If your event is going to cost you over $300,000, we don't need sponsorship packages that cost $25, And or say if your event costs $1,000 somehow, right? Then we could have event sponsorships that cost $25. So understanding those numbers and having an estimate helps us to help you all identify those sponsorship packages. So keeping those things in mind, all right? And if you have any questions, whether you're now watching the replay or the live, put them in the chat, and a team member of mine will happily respond to you and give you, some advice if you need it. All right, number 4, and y'all know I love going through this quickly. I love having like 10 to 15 minutes of conversation, so this is beautiful. You need to have marketing budget and tools kind of already, whether it's not, even if it's not all the way set up, just have an idea, right? So what type of email system are you using? Are you using an event platform? Yes, as a event marketer, a part of our role is to give you recommendations, right? So whether it be Cvent, Wova, HubSpot, it's so many out here based off of your event goals that we talked about before and the outcomes that you want, we can best suggest. But again, besides those event platforms, you all can still have the normal email system that you're using, or the normal, how do you want to market to sell tickets? Is it, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever that looks like, kind of have an idea of those things already. So it'll help make our process not only smoother, but also quicker, right? I'll go to you all now. We always get the question, how early should we promote our event? I'm going to always say, if it's a virtual event, I love it. Not even just I love, but statistically showing 6 to 8 weeks out is a great start, and you're going to get majority of your people, as time gets closer, right? And if you're doing an in-person event, 6 months out minimum, so that people can just start. And especially if you are, on the higher end from a ticket perspective, like if your tickets say are over $500, you really need to give people time. And especially if it's in person, if people got to fly in, hotel, all of those things. So being cognizant of that will go take you a long way. What else? Oh yes, now number 5. So to repeat, 1, having clear event and vision goals. Number 2 is having updated event material. Number 3 is having an idea of defined sponsorship. So again, what opportunities exist? What are you willing and not willing to do? And again, what is the cost of things so that we can develop strategic opportunities, right? Number 4 is those marketing, again, going back to the marketing budget and tools. What systems do you currently have that we can leverage? And again, a part of our role is to provide recommendations on how to do better with those. And then number 5 is audience. Having an idea of your audience and engagement strategy. So as an event marketer, I am going to ask you, we are going to ask you, someone is going to ask you, how do your people normally engage with you? And what does that look like? What does those numbers look like? Because one of the biggest balls that are missed within event marketing and event promotion is how you actually attract ticket holders, right? Just because you post a few things on Instagram and do lives does not mean that your actual target attendee is there. They might be on LinkedIn, or they might be more at industry networking events, right? And so we're going to ask you those questions because especially working with brand for activation, we do audits for all of our clients. While our clients may come in and tell us one thing, normally when we do an audit, we find something different and we have to change our approach. So I'm going to encourage you all, if you are looking to find sponsors and partners for your experiences, identify who they truly are. And I like to tell people, the way to identify is the person that you want in the seat. What will make them happy? What will make their lives easier? And whatever those things are, that is the type of sponsor that you need. So for example, if I am having an event that is focused around small business, CEOs, founders, etc. All small businesses, all business as a whole need a client management system. So I'm going to look at CR companies like your Honeybook, your Dubsado, your HubSpot, and I'm going to go and target them because they will make my attendee happy, right? Makes sense? If I am a tech company and I'm having a demo day and I want partners and sponsors, well, let's say a complement of my system is, having an appropriate email provider. I'm going to target your MailChimps and who is like contacts of the world, because they will make my attendee happy, right? If I am an author going on a book tour, who are complimentary partners and things for a book tour? Stationery, right? If people want bookmarks or take notes from the book or whatever it looks like, I'm going to go target them. So again, it's going back to that audience data and in the way that people engage. And I love, again, we love having complementary partners, right? Because there is strategy behind it. It's almost like if your company sells silverware, right? Forks, spoons, knives. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? You already know that, hey, what's complementary to silverware is like plates, right? But say if my company doesn't do plates, I'm going to find a plate company. You know what I'm saying? So I want you all to think about that. So again, the 5 must-haves that you all need in order to have secure partners and sponsors successfully and work with a company like Brand for Activation to help promote your event and get partners and sponsors is having the clear event vision and goals, updating all of your event material so everything can be concise across the board, having a defined, sponsorship packages and budget, having those tools, to be leveraged, and then having an idea of your audience and what they do, what they like, etc. So again, if you all have any questions on this, feel free to put them in the chat and a team member will get back to you. Or you can visit our website at brandfeltactivation.com and put it in the chat there. If you know that you already have something upcoming and you need help to, promote forward and or get partners and sponsors for it, again, visit brandfeldactivation.com and get started, and we can essentially have that conversation there. So with that being said, you all have a great day and happy activating.